Hello everybody, this is Anthony James DeLuise reporting to you from Vitruvian Video. What is above is so below. It is 6:01 a.m. in New York, Central Time, and today I'm going to speak about the emotional immune system. In life, when we go through tragedies, emotional, downtrodden, kind of tragic slopes within our life, we tend to always grasp to something to fulfill our voids. What we would do is we'll run to drugs, we'll run to sex, we'll run to overeating, we'll run to movies, music, we'll run to different knowledges and study, we'll run to something to keep us occupied, instead of actually dealing with our own selves. Instead of actually looking at yourself in the mirror and actually seeing your reflections, we deflect ourselves. We try so much to hide away from things that we don't absorb or digest our feelings well. We don't digest our memories well. This causes very big distractions to the neurological abilities of storing information within one's self, within one's brain. Now, when you sit within yourself and center yourself, and you are in a sort of daydream, intuitive view of your own web of life, you tend to find a miraculous discovery. You find you. You find yourself. With no opinions of family, friends, outside ambushes of thought. You find the central zone of yourself. So many religions, so many aspects of knowledge trying to tell you what you are. Now, there may be very good techniques within a lot of studies that you can observe, but the cool and calm, serene energy of knowing who you are without all of these is extraordinary. It's beyond what any one formula can teach. And if you only follow one formula, and if you always follow the formulas in the way they always been, you will always get the same results. Therefore, it is believed in the hierarchy of minds, within heart and feeling, in true expandedness, to be a polymath of many different aspects in which you can hybrid and create your own version of something. The creative mind is being held stagnant. The spatial awareness being controlled and told to work on certain constructs. We are being lied to the point where we're behind the looking glass, trying to touch ourselves and actually feel who we really are, and actually grasp onto our real self. But we can't. We can't get to our real self if we're stuck in the false realities of other corporations of thought. Before we can go from the zero space into the one, and intent into a reality that is of our essence, we have to be within ourself, and we have to inquire within. We have to hang out with ourselves. We have to enjoy our time with ourselves. We have to give the love that we are seeking within ourselves to ourselves. We have to recreate the life within ourselves we wish to see in reality. And this is nothing new under the sun, has been talked about in many different ways. But how you go about it is not jumping to something so quick. You can't have these crutches that will destroy yourself and to the point where you become codependent. The systems that we live in are creating unsustainable people, unsustainable emotional people. When you're self-sustainable emotionally, there is nothing that can stop you. There is nothing that can detour you from who you are. And when you're raw, and you accept certain mistakes, and you learn from your mistakes, you learn from the ups and downs, and you know that life is a journey, and you harmonize with the truths of yourself, and you don't say that this is the only way, and this is the only way things should be. You don't get caught up in the opinions of another breathing human who's still trying to figure it out themselves. There are variations of this essence, but the true essence of self is to listen to the rhythms of nature, listen to the blood flowing in your body, listen to your heartbeat, listen to a thought as it registers into your mind. And as time goes on more and more, and you breathe and relax in an almost meditative state, you start to figure out more within yourself. The intuitive voice, you start to hear it. And the more and more you go within that yourself, and you start to hear your voice, the more and more you can see reality of you, of yourself. And then when you go back into humanity in a whole, you can see people in and out of their vibrations, and you can tell who's not really being themselves, and you can tell who is being themselves, and you can tell who is emitting a vibration of love and actually connecting to the real reality of nature and actually living the real nature of themselves. And you'll know that feeling of what's out of place and what is in place. And no one can ever tell you different when you're there. This is the emotional immune system. This is the knowing. This is feeling your energy. This is aligning. This is sensing. And then when you sense, and then when you connect, you can intent. And when you intent, you will intent something that is naturally flowing from your own energy, which is connected to the whole. When you're finally connected to the whole, and you're not being ripped and pulled towards sub-realities that want you to stay in just that reality. You will be multifaceted in the connection of wholeness, oneness, omniness, brilliance. Thank you. This has been Anthony James DeLuise from Vitruvian Video. What is above is so below.